This week on the show, we have anime and video game voice actor Vincent Fallow.
Oh God, am I not used to like be up way past midnight? I mean, it's like 12 past, but I'm not a night owl anymore. So forgive me whenever I say some bullshit.
Oh, you're good, man.
Yeah, we got you late. We tried to get you as early as we could over here.
Yeah, thank you for making that time.
It's hard balancing the Europe, United States time difference.
Yeah.
Something about getting older, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm probably the oldest one here. I used to be able to stay up till like 2, 3 in the morning and then just get up and have a full day. And now it's like 10 p.m. and I'm just dead.
Yeah.
I kind of trained that. Like, it used to be way different, but now I just hit the hay at like 10 p.m. and then wake up at 6 and I'm fine. But anything else, it's just not gonna work. Concentration's just like fucking gone. I mean, it's not school anymore. I actually have to like read for a living. I have to read stuff and I have to act stuff. And I realized I actually need like a functioning body and a, good space in my head. Otherwise, I'm just like fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you mean all that stuff they told us as kids about taking care of yourself was true?
Yeah, sleep's important.
Yeah, actually, exactly. Damn. Fucking adults.
I'm so screwed. I'm gonna be dead in 20 years.
Out here going to bed at like 2 a.m., waking up at like 5. It's like, fuck.
Must be nice.
My man. Living the life.
And God, DJing or not DJing, I'm sorry, because that's the wrong
That's
word.
a verb.
To use.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the word I should use? Because I don't know the terminology.
I don't know. I'm just a music producer,
Yeah.
audio engineer, bunch of shit.
But working those sets, you're typically up pretty late. I'd
yeah.
imagine.
Yeah, I mean, bars close at like 2 over here, so.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. That's crazy shit.
And then you got to break down, and then by the time you get home, it's like a good like 3:30. And you're like, all right, who's awake?
Oh boy.
Can't wait to play shows again.
It's coming, man.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Yeah.
Floodgates are gonna open.
Open her up. Hey, I'm Fingers.
Hey everyone, this is Days Ahead.
And I'm Nitroid. You're listening to the Kojima Frequency.
I feel like this was more an easier adjustment with nerds because it's like, okay, cool, now I can like raid every night or some shit like that.
Hell yeah, now I can tend to my backlog. All right.
Yeah, exactly, precisely.
damn right.
And now I'm just trying to figure out how to clear up that backlog before I'm a person again. I'm a human being. But instead, I keep just buying new games and getting my friends to push me back into WoW Classic.
And with my
It's
kids, I'm
hell.
basically just gonna go right back to not having a nightlife.
Speaking of WoW, you did some voicing for some World of Warcraft stuff, right?
Yeah, I did. Shadowlands and the promotional trailer for it for some area. I don't even remember. Yeah, that was good stuff. That was actually really good stuff. I was super excited back then. It was great, especially because you have like the English reference for it. Like you hear it once, and then you just do your own take on it.
Mhm.
It has to be the exact same length, so it all matches.
Yeah.
And that was crazy because I could showcase all that stuff I used to do while playing, when you just like play a game and you hear a line like over and over and just try to imitate the voice and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For the
And,
Alliance. We've literally been doing that like all day when we play, is quote the NPCs. And I'm sure
Yeah,
you did that when
exactly.
you had the aforementioned binges.
Damn straight I did. And I could just like use that. It's what I get paid for now, which is insane. It's so good.
Anything else you've been playing recently? I don't
Oh,
want to.
man,
I
I
don't want to
just
dictate
finished-
this conversation with WoW. So
Yeah. I mean, it's like it's gonna be pretty weird because it's gonna be that game again. But Resident Evil Village was
Hell
good
yeah,
shit.
brother.
I enjoyed the hell out of it. That was so good. I finished it yesterday.
Yeah.
I finished it, I want to say Wednesday. I cried a little, and then I got ready for my next run, because that's what I do.
That's fucking good.
Yeah, we'll try to keep this one spoiler free since it's pretty new. But
Yeah.
I'm like probably 5 or 6 hours into it. I'm enjoying it. Definitely having a good time. One of my buddies put it pretty well. It's like it's kind of just like the Van Helsing of Resident Evils. It's just like, all right, here you go. Here's a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah, defo.
It's an appetite sampler.
Yeah, it's probably best we don't dwell on it because I have unkind things to say about this game.
Oh, come
Which is
on.
totally okay.
I thought you said you enjoyed it, and now you're like, oh, I don't fucking like it.
I had something resembling a good time.
Which is a win in my book.
That GIF that you posted of the guy just hitting the soda cups on all the different sodas, just like that seemed to pretty much sum it up.
I'm going to steal something that a friend said, and it's that if this story had been one of the Resident Evil movies, everybody would have complained about it.
Oh, for sure. For
No, because I like Ethan a lot more than I like Alice in any of the films in this game.
Okay.
All right,
I'll give you
that one.
Taken. Like, I don't even like him that much.
And I don't feel like Mikami is trying to show off his wife when Ethan is running around being his normal as he can be self.
God, Mikami doesn't even work on these anymore, though, does he?
No, I was just making a joke about Paul W.S. Anderson. I'm sorry you were too invested in your hate to get it.
I am always invested when I hate on something. No, I had a good time. I'm probably going to play it again on that Village of Shadows difficulty, just to kind of see what changes there are, because there are apparently some. I'm not going to get into details, but it sounds interesting enough that I'll give it another run through.
Yeah,
But,
definitely.
Yeah, I'm just going to stop.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it's got a bunch of fun bonus stuff to go through, and like it gives you incentive for replay.
Add infinite ammo. Okay, I'll shut up.
Everybody's also talking about, like, I'm not going to say much, but it's been talked about enough to where I feel like I can justify it. That part in the dollhouse, like, the first time I did it, I like Alt F forward, and then I just walked away from my computer to go for a Mother's Day lunch with my family. But you know what? Like anything that's like that type of segment, like that sort of forced stealth, once you kind of understand how the mechanics work, it's a little less scary. But I'm hoping that everybody knows what I'm talking about, because fuck that shit, man. Somebody played way too much PT. You cakewalk?
Yeah, that was so easy to me. For some reason, I don't know. It's like me and my best friend, we played it together. And we went through there fast. That was super weird.
Is that adrenaline going? Nah, but I feel like, I do feel like a lot of how you interpret some of this game is very subjective, and how genre savvy you are. So going back to the dollhouse, like, I thought this was a good example, because when you get there, you see that there are places where you can hide. And I've seen folks interpret that as, kind of subjectively interpret that in two ways. One is, holy fucking shit, I'm gonna have to hide from something and I have no weapons, when is this going to happen game? And the other people were saying, oh my gosh, like, this telegraphs exactly what's gonna happen, because I've played enough horror games to know I'm about to, like, get chased by a thing and I have to hide, and that's gonna be the segment. And I noticed that with a lot, and again, I guess we can't talk too much about spoilers, but I noticed that with a lot of qualities of RE8, because it seems like everybody, as genre savvy as they are with survival horrors and Resident Evil in general, we all had specific expectations, and some people liked it, and some people it didn't really fit that expectation.
Yeah. And I can say I enjoyed that patchworky experience. To me, it was great.
I liked it more when I understood it more. When it first started, I was like, oh, this is going to be more than just, the castle and the village. But like, as I got to see the other folks, particularly the Dollhouse and Nicolas Cage, which you guys know who I'm talking about when I say he's pretty much Nicolas Cage in a video game.
Well.
I think I appreciated them a little more as
You're
like
right.
appetizer samplers, I guess.
Yeah.
Going back to the sampler analogy.
Yeah, totally.
I saw a pretty great comment that kind of summarizes how I feel. It's the best way to summarize RE8 is to imagine somebody very carefully mixing Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 7 in a lab, and then halfway through they accidentally knock over a big bottle of Resident Evil 6 and then just dump the whole thing into the mixture.
Makes a lot of sense. Okay, enough spoiling.
So you're gonna tell us why you don't like it, or
No, because I'm gonna get yelled.
Well, that's what you're good at. I mean, go ahead. Yeah.
you're gonna get yelled at because all you said so far is made analogies and vague statements. I'm just saying you're gonna get yelled at either way.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'll try to keep it short, but you ever heard the phrase, and I'm sure I've brought it up on the show before, but Roger Ebert had a term that he coined. He called it idiot plot. Have you ever heard of this?
No, sounds very Resident Evil though.
It's basically like oh, you know, we're in a bad situation not because, you know, the odds are against us, but because we made mistakes.
Yeah, more or less. It's
Nonsensical mistakes.
It's if the main character, yeah, essentially you hit it. Where if a main character wasn't an idiot, the problem would be over very quickly. And Ethan is a grade A idiot.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
like, Chris is also apparently a grade A idiot because God, I can't get into this without getting into spoilers. But like every decision made throughout this story could be very like every major problem that comes up could be very easily remedied by having a 10-second conversation.
They even say that in the
Yeah.
game. They're like,
Yeah, right.
Right?
I was about to say. Like they've got awareness for that. It gets pretty Japanese, like around the end. Like pacing wise, story wise,
Oh, yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, yo, this kind of feels more like playing the Yakuza series or something like that. What's going
it
on?
was like
with that?
exposition dumpy.
Yeah, very much.
I'm gonna
Whereas-
give it another shot and see if my opinion changes though. So
It doesn't even have to, you know? Like, it's a good opinion to have. It's totally valid.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to invalidate it. It's just the whole time you were like making vague analogies, and I'm like, I wish he would just break down why he keeps making these grand statements about why he doesn't like this game.
yeah, I know. I need more time to sort of deconstruct it in my head and whittle it down into more concrete statements. It's just so loud and bombastic and detached from everything that Resident Evil has been in the past, especially even in comparison to 7, which was kind of shocking to me because as ridiculous as 7 got, it was more grounded than it had been in a while, I felt.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. With that
And so
Texas chainsaw aesthetic.
yeah, I love 7. For the most part, it was one of the best horror games I'd played in a long time, and I waited to play that until I had access to a PlayStation VR headset. And man,
Nice.
that was one of the most terrifying experiences. But you want to know what scared me more than anything in this entire game? It was when one of the daughters in the mansion suddenly popped up and went "rawr" at you. Like that made me jump more than anything else in the game. Like I went through the whole thing with like a flat face, and I just was like, why did they had so much potential to make this absolutely terrifying, and then just it kept backing off, and I don't understand why.
Because feedback from players in RE7, they said that it was too scared.
Man, screw those guys.
Yeah, screw those guys.
I buy a horror game to get scared, not to feel safe.
Right?
Amen to that.
Yeah, like besides like jump scares, I don't know, like Resident Evil hasn't been like too scary. I don't know. It's like especially with this one, it kind of reinforced the idea. I was like, oh, okay, this is like Evil Dead pretty much. Like it's like that
Yeah.
level of horror. Where it's like, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it's scary what's going on. Like, I wouldn't want this happening to me, but it's not the most like scary horror version.
It's kind of like grindhousey in a
Yeah,
way.
just campy.
Yeah. And
I mean,
thinking back, I mean, classic RE.
this is the series that's like, yeah, Master of Unlocking. When I think Prime RE, I think of that live action cutscene, which they actually reference in this game. You'll see Chris, there's a scene where Chris lights a cigarette exactly like the redhead Chris from the FMV did.
Is that what that was? I knew I'd seen it somewhere before.
Your brain, you may have not noticed, but your brain did.
Right? That's kind of great. That's kind of great.
And those are all those little things I noticed. And maybe that's why I had a better experience. And I'm not trying to say, oh, Nitro is a fake RE fan, because that's not at all. But like, I was just kind of like digging through the lore, like making those connections, like going back to using my genre savviness, my RE savviness. And I appreciated it. I don't know.
I guess I just miss when it was more grounded in a framework. I mean, Resident Evil's always been campy and cliche. That's not what I'm saying. It's just it used to have a more grounded feel to it. And even the Resident Evil 2 remake seemed to have that groundedness to it that the classics had. But this is just like I don't know what this is.
It's kind of like Metal Gear. This shit just got a little out of hand. It just kept going.
It reminds me a little bit of a specific Metal Gear. I wonder if you can guess which one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I am the stick in the mud today, and I apologize. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. You really are stick in the mud, because as you can see, I put half a page of notes to talk about this, and most of this has just been you shitting on it. So.
I'm old and curmudgeonly. Disregard.
Never. It's valid. It's a high standard. Most things cannot live up against anymore, but it's a great standard.
I will say this. They need to release a VR patch for it.
Yes.
I bet if I played it in VR, I would love it like 10 times more.
For sure. I hope that comes. Like, I really do. I don't even play that much VR, but it's amazing. Oh, there's this new supposedly there's this leak of the new VR headset for PlayStation 5 with like 2K resolution per eye, like 2 eye kind of stuff, measurements. I don't even know what's going on with that, but I hope it's legit, because it sounds amazing and it's probably going to look amazing.
That's in the realm of what the Valve Index has, doesn't it?
Yeah. It also, like, from what I've seen, it seems to have like new controller stuff that kind of looks more sophisticated and advanced, haptic feedback and stuff like that.
Okay, that's gonna be cool.
I hope it's legit. It's still like a rumor.
I was looking at that new model of the HTC Vive, because Lord knows I pretty much bought this Oculus Rift as a placeholder, and my concerns were validated, and that's sort of starting to get into that. They're starting to get into the specs of like an index, and it's good to have more options as far as I'm concerned. I definitely don't want, especially after that announcement that RE4 VR is going to be Oculus exclusive. Like, I want that competition and variety with VR, whether it's in PlayStation or PC.
Yep.
Maybe. Oh, well, I was going to say, maybe you should try that, Nitro, but then I realized that would be me asking you to get an Oculus, and I wouldn't do that to my worst enemy, let alone a friend.
I found out that there's some sort of software that you can download so that you can use the PlayStation VR on PC.
Oh, yeah?
So I might give that a shot. I don't know how difficult it is.
Okay, because I would definitely be interested in giving RE7 a shot on VR.
Well,
you're gonna shit your pants so hard.
I'm expecting that.
You have a PS4, right?
I do have a PS4.
You want me to just I can just mail you the VR headset if you want to give it a shot.
Oh my god, no. I don't like to be responsible with that type of expensive equipment.
I have kids, believe me. They've been rougher on it than you'll ever be.
We'll talk about it offline.
We need
yeah.
We need a Days Ahead VR stream.
Yes.
I had a friend. He bought Phasmophobia, and I was really excited to play with him. And the first thing he tells me is, "Oh, I'm gonna do this in VR." And I'm like, "Dude, I can't teach you this game in VR. It's kind of complex." He's like, "No. I want to be scared." And like, I can't tell him how to use his journal. Like, I'm like, "Okay, press the J button, dude." And he's like, "I don't have J buttons on my hands." And then like we got a hunting, and like my partner died, and he alt F4'd however the fuck you alt F4 on a VR headset because he got so scared.
Oh, gee.
That game's
Beautiful.
pretty. So yeah, if you want another scary experience on your VR, there you go.
Did they ever figure out how to get Alien Isolation to work in VR?
I hope not.
'Cause, man.
Ugh, man.
So, Vincent, let me ask you something.
Sure.
So, as someone who plays games and voice acts in games, is it ever weird, like hearing your own voice come out of a game you're playing, or have you had that experience yet? Or
Oh yeah, great that you ask. I currently hear myself in trailers a lot, and I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed to announce this. Not yet. Only when the game drops. But I literally hear myself every damn day whenever I scroll through Facebook, Instagram,
that
YouTube.
pre-roll on the Twitch ads.
Yeah, exactly. All that. It's insane, and I always feel like, yeah, now I'm gonna switch back to English. Like, it's unless it's really, really good, I usually don't really dig my performances that much. I think it's because you don't really get that much time to flesh out a performance in German. So it needs to be really, really good for me, for my inner critic, to be like, okay, this is fine. I can enjoy the game. My voice might be in there, but I can enjoy the game because the performance ain't total shit. But it's tough. It's tough.
why don't you have as much time to prepare for it in German?
You basically go there, like into the studio. It's pretty late when they get the texts, and then they gotta localize that. And yeah, when you record, everything has to be like super crazy fast. You sometimes do like 200 takes per hour, which is
Oh my
like
gosh.
200 lines per hour is like not that much time.
Jeez.
And yeah, it's just like a very, very, very tight schedule, especially when you have like a project like, I don't know, let's say The Elder Scrolls Online or something like that. Has like huge chunks of text, or Final Fantasy 14 for that matter. I think it also has like a lot of voice acting in there. That kind of stuff needs like it needs to be in line with development of the game itself and stuff like that. So these voice lines need to be in the game when it releases, and you get the voice lines and the scripts and whatever pretty far into development. So it's like it's a battle.
So there's typically more priority put on English voice acting, I would assume, and then the other languages
sure.
are sort of sped through. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, original language goes first. May be English or Japanese or whatever it is. Unless you're doing mocap.
This is probably going to get, we can cut this out, but like how much of what we talked about before we started recording is clear to get into? Like with regards to you're doing mocap and everything, or not mocap, but facial capture.
Oh yeah. It's well, it's just I didn't sign an NDA, but I can't really say much about it because I don't even know the project really.
Okay.
Well, I only know it's like a third person. No, it's a first person shooter.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to get into it if you don't want to.
No, it's like I'm fine.
It's the Metal Gear remake. Just
No,
kidding,
it's
everybody.
not.
Please
It's like,
don't
Wash your mouth out.
I know. Oh my god, I'm gonna put us in trouble again.
Yeah. Please don't do that.
Podcast hints at Metal Gear remake. Voice actor possibly involved.
Tom Olsen podcast. We're no longer the Metal Gear podcast. We're the Tom Olsen cast.
God, Game Rant's still making articles about that.
Oh my god.
Even after that update, him just going to look for work at Parasol.
Parasol. Yeah.
People still want more. That's so funny too. People were like, "Wait, does that mean that we're gonna get a version where he goes?" It's like, oh god,
No jokes, only hints.
yeah.
Can you imagine Capcom and Konami doing like a cross promotional type thing with a bunch of podcasters? Oh my god, people.
Oh god. I mean, they theoretically, no, they never would. They lack the awareness of the fan base completely in that
Yeah.
regard.
I would play the shit out of a Metal Gear Resident Evil crossover game, though.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah. Imagine you're just like you're Chris Redfield and then you switch to Snake and you just go like, damn, this is good. Why are there zombies around here everywhere? Stuff like that.
Wait a minute.
That'd be great.
Survive.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, but like
I think this is done
actually
before.
good game.
I spoke a little too quick there.
A little bit. Fuck it. But just like not crystal zombies, and then we're good. Fuck those crystal zombies.
Can I ask you kind of a weird question? And if you don't want to comment on this or you feel like uncomfortable talking about this, I totally understand. I saw on your credits that you had Hunt Down the Freeman on your RA or your CV. And I'm just so curious about that experience. Like,
We're getting into the real shit now.
I don't.
Yeah.
Again, I know that like it's a bit of a controversy, but
Oh, God.
for someone to have like that first hand of it,
That
that was like
yeah, it's
one of two things I really want to talk about today. So
oh, that's just so. I'm so glad you ask. Yeah, Hunt Down the Freeman. That was, I think that was my very first kind of voice acting gig for like a game, if you want to call it that.
It resembles a game.
It resembles a game. I was asked via Facebook because, like, I don't know. I think we both were, like, the creator and I, we were both in the Metal Gear Solid fan club.
and we're gonna
Facebook group.
talk about that too. We'll get to
Oh
that.
my God.
But please continue.
Yeah. So basically, he contacted me on Facebook, and I was like, "Yeah, sure, I want to do that. I really like doing the voice acting thing." And I had zero clue. Like I had no idea what to do, and I got invited to a Discord, and like every blue moon, I got a script. It's like, okay, yeah, do this guy, and then there were just the lines, like my lines, and I zero fucking clue, like where I was, what am I like, what I'm answering to, or like where I even was, like where my character was. I just had my lines, the stuff that I had to say, no context, no nothing. You kind of need that as an actor. I just did what I had to.
So they intentionally like obscured stuff from you.
Well,
essentially.
I think it was just they just had like no clue.
Or was it just more negligence?
Yeah, it was. This is like a kind of a Hanlon's razor. I think that's the phrase for it. Don't attribute to malice what you can explain with, well, being a fucking idiot. But yeah, I guess they just didn't know better.
I like that version better.
And yeah, it was super weird, but I was still very invested, and I wanted to check out, how the game progresses. But it was a horrible experience, even just like being in that Discord and knowing that they had like I don't know, an office somewhere with 3 people where they were doing like the actually important stuff, and I was in a Discord with all these outsourced elements, like people who did some animation, some like mapping, like levels, game design, stuff like that. And it didn't take long for me to realize that this is not gonna work out the way they're doing it. I was working in video game, I was working in video games as a QA, and I realized they're fucking this up. They're fucking this up pretty hard.
And you always, I was gonna say, you always hear those stories, about actors in movies where they're like, they know like this movie's gonna go bad, but they're making the most of it. And now we're looking at it from a voice actor angle now too. So that's kind of cool.
Totally. Yeah. Like, and additionally to that, I was just like a shitty fucking actor. Like, okay, yeah, do a Russian accent in English, and then just do like whatever. Here are your lines. I like the stuff you're reading, and I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, I can do that. It was not good. When the game was played, I was in a live call with all the other outsourced developers. We were never really regarded as kind of part of the team. We were like the guys that had a bunch of very valid questions and just like barely got an answer. And then we saw this game being played by one of the biggest Half-Life content streamers. And boy, what an experience. Like at first we were just silent. Like we couldn't believe what we were seeing because these guys have been working their asses off for this. And then we saw what it all amounted to. And after a while, we just started laughing. Like we went through all phases of grief, so to say. It was great. Like we were silent, and then we were super fucking angry. We couldn't believe it. We tried to, I don't know, find some reason why this game just sucked so much. And in the end, we just laughed about it. And it was an experience. It was a ride. Not a good one, but it was a ride.
I mean, now you're part of history for better or worse. I mean,
Yeah.
but like,
God damn it.
here, let's switch the topic a little bit. I didn't mean to put you on the spot there because I feel bad now.
It's okay. I'm crying already.
It's okay. I was gonna say, I noticed that it is not listed on your website as one of the things you've worked on.
And fucking leave me. I'm just gonna ignore this thing.
But shit, I mean, now you're doing stuff like, I mean, JoJo and One Piece and Bleach and it's crazy, man. Like just seeing all the reveals that you're getting now just on different roles. It's like, holy shit, Vincent, damn, like.
Yeah, it's even. I have to stop like every once in a while and say, damn, this is going way too fast. This is pretty cool. Like from an outsider standpoint, voicing so many fucking iconic characters while only doing this professionally for like 2 years now. Like that was the first time I set foot into a studio, so I count from that point on. It shouldn't be like that, but it somehow happened, and I'm super fucking happy for that. It's gonna be great. I can only get better.
Do you think that's more like the result of like your agent reaching out to certain people or people hearing your voice and being like, oh, I like that guy, and then they reach out to you, or how does that typically go down?
Yeah, I don't have an agent yet.
Okay.
So like I'm chasing those jobs myself, and then there are enough people like kind of talking about me. So this is not about like public following or anything, but people talking about me because I am present somewhere, and I'm very present everywhere, so to say. Like I'm my own marketer and agent.
That's a good segue to what I was going to kind of ask. Is you're pretty prevalent. From at least what I've seen, you're pretty prevalent, like being in as pretty much like a community guy in the fandoms, things like that. Like I know that you helped moderate some Metal Gear pages, and then you actually ended up meeting Kojima. So it's like you're very well versed already. So we'll get back to the Kojima part, obviously, because this is a Kojima frequency. But do you feel like and to what extent do you feel like that savviness, that interest with the community has helped you?
Yeah, I think I see that the most with JoJo right now, which is crazy. But I like being, I don't know, I like being in good communities or not so good communities, but I like always cherry pick the best parts out of it and try to ignore the rest. But it helped a lot. I'm in a bunch of voice acting communities as well. I'm a moderator for a voice acting club. It's the biggest voice acting Discord, like huge goldmine for everyone who wants to be a voice actor or just like thinks about it a lot. because that Discord is heaven. There are so many industry professionals in there and live Q&As and whatnot. But going back to that, being a part of so many communities and having honest interest, I think, is what gets me on the radar so much. I'm not necessarily known for my skill. I mean, a little bit. If I couldn't pull it off, then I obviously wouldn't get these roles. But I do my very best to be seen, but in a very natural way. And yeah, being, I don't know. I think like being one of these spokespersons for different communities, Metal Gear Solid, for example, back then was really a good stepping stone to get where I am now, where I can just jump into anywhere and they'd be like, "Oh shit, Vincent's here. What the fuck?" And I can be like, "Yeah, hi, I'm here."
That guy deleted my Metal Gear shitpost. I love that guy. No.
Damn right. There's so many people that hate me, Jesus.
I was gonna say, I would imagine that the haters, are probably not the ones that would be influencing, that influence of yours, since they're probably shitheads anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And it's hilarious how little power haters have
Yeah.
compared to, yeah. It's great. It's super great. Like, you can be hated by a bunch of people, but they're absolutely powerless compared to the people that support you and powerless towards your endeavors, whatever you're going to do. Like, your mission statement, whatever you want to do, can't be stopped by haters. It just can't be stopped. It's great.
Especially with the online community, there's just so many just like, just random shitty people. Sometimes they'll just be having a bad day and they just come over to your comment section, just take a dump on it. And you're like, all right, well, like, I'm going to just have to just ignore that. And, you kind of get that tough skin after a while and just, you just kind of got to just brush it off.
Yeah.
And it's so hard not to like tunnel vision focus on the negative comments. Like there can be 99 positive comments and there'll be that like one mother, you're just like, why can't I get that out of my head? And like, yeah, it's hard to ignore that.
Yeah, great anecdote to that. I received so much fucking praise for being Jonathan Joestar in JoJo. There was so much praise, but I still only remember this one guy ranting about my performance.
Oh no!
Like I remember that stuff so damn well, but not all this other praise. Like it's like a pool of good vibes I have somewhere in my brain, but there's this mattress of shit floating on it. That's just this one fucking comment. Yeah, it goes a long way, but it's not going to stop me.
And it's never, gosh, it's never like constructive criticism either, right? Like it's never like, oh, I would have preferred the character go this way or that way. It's like, God, you made this completely shitty, and it's like, where do you even begin with that? Like that helps nobody.
This dude fucking sucks.
Right? Yeah. Dubs fucking suck. Yeah. No, but actually, this comment was like a little bit constructive, and then I just realized, oh boy, you're jelly. Son, you're jelly. Your jelly is a jellyfish. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Look, if he's not paying your checks,
Yeah.
It's coming at you like, as a voice actor, here's my opinion. It's like, oh boy.
Kind of like that. I'm pretty sure that's a voice actor who wrote
precisely. I had a question about, whenever somebody tells me that they've had some extent interaction with the Metal Gear community, there's always like history points in the series where I'm just like, okay, what was it like dealing with this event?
Yeah.
And the two that stand out in my mind are, when you met Kojima, I think it was Gamescom, if I saw the notes correctly. And
Yeah.
I always ask this for people who were like Metal Gear, I guess, influencers or moderators or stuff like that. But what was it like handling that? And what was it like handling the release of MGS5?
Oh yeah, those were great moments. So meeting Kojima.
You went full cos mode on that. Like you were like cosplaying.
Yeah, which is great. That was insane. I was so fucking dumb. I would never do that again. I'm so happy I don't have lasting damage on my knee because I taped my leg around like the upper leg kind of thing, so it looks like I only had one leg.
Oh man,
And like a
man.
lot of battle
that's
damage.
dedication.
Yeah, it gets worse. It gets worse. So because I only had like the outfit and like no, I did 0 weathering for this thing. I was like, fuck, I need to weather this outfit. Like it needs to look battle damaged. What can I do? So I tapped the guy on the shoulder and I was like, hey dude, there's all this mud and dirt around here and like a lot of stones. Damn, but can you just like drag me through there on one arm? And he did that. He was looking at me like, what the fuck did you smoke, dude? But he did that. And yeah, I was like I was laying on my back. I was like, yeah, pull harder. It needs to be dirtier. Needs to be dirtier. Okay, wait. I'll just flip around. Okay, now pull me again. And yeah, not only was the watch that I was wearing totally broken, I was bleeding on various different spots. I'm an idiot, but it looked amazing. It looked amazing. It was like
did
it
look
was
good.
the perfect look. Yeah, right. I did look good. And for the sweaty parts, I just used baby oil. I was smelling like baby oil all the time.
Baby oil
was
and baby
great,
powder,
but-
man. That's a key ingredient there. I'll give you that.
Yeah, like truly authentic, sweaty like areas you can just make with baby oil on textile stuff, on fabric. It's so good. It's so good. And yeah, so given that, and then I tried to like walk around without crutches on one leg because like I put that thing in there and I could not get it out. That was such a big mistake. I thought I could just like hop around on one leg through the entire like fucking Gamescom, which just didn't work out. I got like 50 meters in. I was like, oh my God, my
fucked up.
other leg is like giving out. What the fuck? This is way more excruciating than I thought. So I had to have people carrying me the entire time. And I was super exhausted. Like I had so much on my mind and I was super worried because like I could feel the blood like kind of just being, I don't know, pooled in my leg. Like there was a lot of pressure on my knee and there was just so much going on. And we did like the whole cosplay thing and the shootings and whatever. And then they, God, they were like, okay, everyone stand back and stuff like that. And I was like, what's going on? I couldn't even see straight anymore. I was just like sweating and trying to keep my composure and then be nice, like looking nice in the photos and whatever. And then Kojima came up and just sat next to me. And I couldn't see shit. I didn't realize it was Kojima. I thought it was just like a Konami
Oh my
representative
God.
or something.
I mean, technically, he was a Konami representative.
Yeah, kind of, right? And yeah, then we took a bunch of pictures and I was beaming. That was so cool. Especially because I felt like I was one of the only males that he was actually like respectfully like interacting with. Usually it's just like, I don't know, females get more attention from him. It's kind of it's a thing. Like, but that was super, super cool. And he took a picture of me with his own special camera. He has like a super old film camera that just uses like analog film.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so awesome. So awesome. And there was yeah, I mean he walked around like he owned this thing, and he technically kind of did. And my heart was racing so hard.
The
I was
baby oil
just,
was actually baby
Yeah.
sweat, or actually real sweat now.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. I wish I could have said more, but
Did you do any like Kaz impressions around him or anything, or like try to do
Oh,
any
yeah.
voices?
yeah, I did. I kind of flubbed it, but it checked out. I was really good at like doing the Kaz voice back then. I was in it 100%, and he even made a post about me. So that was back then. That was super amazing. I still remember it, and I still cherish it. It's one of my most favorite memories as a cosplayer, actually,
Yep.
and in life.
Yeah, man, that Kaz reacts to the fiddle remix, man. That
Yeah.
I still get comments on that. People being like, "Whoa, is this really Robin Eck and Downs?" I was like, "No, that's Vincent."
Snake, this is bullshit. It's just bitch, 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 over and over. I don't even sound like that. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's extremely
Good
convincing.
times.
You did
Yeah.
such a good job on that, man. You definitely have a ear for impersonations.
Oh yeah, thanks. It was that was I mean it wasn't even that good. Like back then when I met Kojima, it was really spot on. It was really spot on. It was really good. And now I could probably do it better if I like would have more prep time and stuff like that, but I totally fell out of the voice.
Yeah, we threw that together in like a couple days. Like it just did it really
Yeah.
quick. Even still, though,
Like,
man,
it really went.
that's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, and I realized at that point when I met Kojima and we did all the video stuff and the photo stuff that this voice acting thing, but by impersonating Kaz, like could actually be a thing for me. So yeah, magic happened.
You said he posted about you. Do you happen to know, like, happen to have a link to that post? I just want to.
Oh
I want
my
to see if he has a
God,
picture because I'm really curious about that camera now.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering the same thing.
Yeah, I'm afraid I don't. I don't have it, but it should be on his Twitter. God, I should actually follow him again.
We're gonna have to do some like detective work. What GamesCon, like
Oh,
2016
God.
and
2012 or whatever. I don't even remember. Fuck.
All right,
Which
I'm on it.
What Gamescom was it? I don't even know.
it's
Yeah,
a
if
good
you
thing
can
we
tell
did
me the
this
rough
on-
date, I can find it.
I think it was what was that like Gamescom 2015?
2016, 2015,
I
2016.
figured it would be
something
around
like
like the MGS5 era.
Yeah,
'Cause you
2014 or
mentioned- Yeah, it must
2015,
be.
I think.
It was a Metal Gear Solid 5 like pre thing,
Yeah, it was before.
but it was
came
like
out.
definitely themed that. Yeah. God, that was so cool. That was super cool. I still remember that picture that he took of me. That was so fucking awesome.
Yeah,
That was great stuff.
I was gonna say, this interview has definitely been a lot of moments, and it's pretty cool. But a lot of moments where it's like, Guy is fan of something. Guy has direct, like, it's almost like you're the like Forrest Gumping video games right now, where you experience and then you influence, those areas that you're interested in this industry.
Yeah. Yeah, now that you mention it, yeah. It really is like that.
That's awesome though, like working in a field that you're like passionate in and like grew up in,
Yeah, totally. Like, couldn't be any better, especially with voice acting, because the general workflow is you go somewhere, you give it like 200%, and then you leave. Like, you're there one day, everyone fucking loves you, and then you go, and it stays there forever, and everyone still loves you, and it's so good. It's exactly the way I would love to work forever.
I don't want to like muddy this moment with questions about like dealing with the Metal Gear community.
Oh, no, please do. Let's fucking go.
Because I know that's like,
Damn.
I know that was like kind of another big part of like your Metal Gear life and history. And it's like, I don't know, like, I know Fingers runs a Solid Snake page on Facebook. And some of the shit I see on there, it's like, I
dude,
could.
and groups are even worse than like pages. Like it goes down in Facebook
Yeah.
groups. So that's how I met Vincent, just in that MGS fan club group on
Yeah.
Facebook. And
There was once this like the biggest thing I remember was there was once a huge split. We were like, I don't know, I think like 7,000 people in that group, and it boiled down to there was a huge divide because
There we go.
people did not want to have homosexual implicating content. They were totally fine with I don't know, Sniper Wolf and all kinds of fan arts, but the moment people posted Liquid Snake or something like that, they were like, "Oh, we don't want to see this here." And then there was like this got so huge, this got so fucking huge that they actually first they started like to threaten like taking over the group somehow by hacking because they didn't want to see male nipples. And oh man, I remember this guy, he's from France. He brought me the Kazuhira sunglasses that I have. I'm still wearing them, and I'm so thankful. My man, we were just outside smoking a joint. That was good stuff. Ah, God, memories. But yeah, So Metal Gear Solid fandom, apparently there's like half of it is super homophobic.
Oh, have you ever heard the Russian taunt moment?
No?
Oh my god.
Oh, right. I have to send you this picture, but essentially, there's an argument in the community about like liquid. Or not liquid, I'm sorry, about Ocelot and like his like if he really loves Big Boss, and somebody
Yeah.
posted a picture of him kissing Snake
Yeah.
at the end of MGS4 when if he manages to grab you, he gives you a kiss. And somebody had the
Yeah.
audacity to say, "Oh, well, that's just kissing is just a taunt in Russian." I figured, so every time I hear a story like the one you've provided, like where the Metal Gear community or someone in the community, like, they are like, hey, this game has gay stuff in it, I always call it like a Russian taunt moment.
A Russian top.
It's a testament to how easy it is to bait people.
Yeah. Ah. Fucking hell. But yeah, in the end, it resulted in another Metal Gear Solid fan club group. They called themselves, I think, Outer Heaven. So they were basically like they've gotten super huge and whatever and whatnot until like Metal Gear died.
How was it when like Metal Gear Solid 5 came out? Because I'd imagine that there may have been just as much division during that period. And we've actually, this is
man.
not the first time we've asked this question. I know we covered it with Three Dog, who is also big in the MGS community, runs his own channels and things like that. So I want to see it from the Facebook perspective now, because I imagine it wouldn't be too much better than the Twitch one.
God,
Yeah.
very diverse answers from people.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, it's God. I mean, like we had a pretty good group dynamic, I'd say, up until a certain point. For example, like there was this cool companion app where you could build your own little mother base and stuff like that.
I remember that app.
Having these like collective expectations based on the information given in interviews and whatnot, like the base building and like how we would build up mother base, for example, and how they said that we could go inside buildings in mother base and
Like one of them.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
You could just go into that one room.
Like
yeah.
one room. And that room
Yeah,
was
yeah, you could go
technically an
into one room.
illusion. Nah.
Yeah. So the game dropped. We did all kinds of like speculation beforehand based on super solid info, stuff that was practically promised. Of course, things can get cut out of a game and whatnot, but in the end, we went in there with pretty solid expectations. Like they were grounded, and it would make a great game. So, game drops. I got it 3 days before Street Sale. I played through it, and then I was grinding the extreme missions, I think, slowly wondering if that was really it. If that was the actual game. And then it dawned on me that it was actually everything, and that was the entire spiel. That's all there is to it. So many things were missing in my head. and the first thought that popped up was, oh shit, I'm gonna have a lot of adminning to do when this drops.
Oh my god. Oh god.
So first thing we did was we activated where you actually have to manually accept every post that's coming up.
Oh my god. How do you?
Because
oh
we
man.
knew she was gonna
How
go
do you even like
hard.
communicate? Like, I'm assuming your coworkers in this, for lack of a better term. I'm assuming they, that hadn't broken Street Date, or they hadn't gotten a broken Street Date copy yet. And can you imagine just like
A few had.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I can't imagine sort of being like the Paul Revere busting through the door and just being like, guys, we've got a situation. and
Guys, it's shit.
oh my god.
Yeah, it's the entire situation. It was weird, and then I had my admin friends in different stages of denial as well, and in the end, they all came to the conclusion: holy shit, it's It's not what it should be, not what they promised, and lacking a lot. The gameplay was great, though, I had to say. But damn, where was all my promised content? Yeah, so in the end, what happened in the group was there was such a huge split. There were people actively saying, okay, this is this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this is good about Metal Gear Solid 5, and it's actually the best game ever. Go suck a chode if you think otherwise. And the other people are just like, no, man, that was not what was promised. And other people were like, no, this is complete dog shit. I never enjoyed a single second. I have 300 hours playtime. I know what I'm talking
Your
about.
typical Steam review.
Yeah, exactly. And it was an absolute shit fest. It was such a shit fest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
And that was also like the beginning of, okay, I don't want to be an admin of this community anymore.
Yeah, you did a slow little exit out. You're like, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah. This mother base is burning. I'm taking my leave.
I'll be honest, that would probably be what I would say if I was in Mother Base during the events of Ground Zeroes.
Right?
I'm taking my stuff and leaving.
I stuck around through the survive days and I'm still trekking onward through it.
I don't even know what these zombies are.
Here's some fan art. Here's my podcast.
Here's my podcast. Please don't hurt me.
It's funny too that a lot of the response to MGSV got it seemed very similar to the response that MGS2 got initially. Were you around back then? Do you remember how angry people got when that game came out?
Yeah, where's Snake? I want to play Snake. Right? It's such a fucking
Yeah. Like this isn't what we were promised, and like it just a lot of it echoes that same criticism. And so I've been wondering for a while if like 10 years later it's going to have its come to Jesus moment with MGSV where everybody thinks it's brilliant.
I actually don't think so.
No.
Like, I don't think so. I think there's like a different thing. I think more people will grow to love it. That's for sure. Like, people will love MGS5 more than like they love it now. Definitely. The gameplay alone is just amazing. But I think with Metal Gear Solid 2, especially like the later parts with GW and the whole story as it comes together in this ultimate fuck cluster of data, huge data information control and whatnot, had in the end like some sort of bigger impact. You had a complete goal there, and it kind of satisfied people in a storytelling, in a narrative way. Whereas, at least for me in Metal Gear Solid 5, I was basically holding a corpse at one point, just thinking, do something. Please be alive. We had such a good time. Where is everything? Yeah, it was weird.
So how's your response to the game now, years later? Has it changed, or like
now that you don't have to moderate a Facebook group about it? Like,
right, like versus how you felt about it at the time, do you feel any different about it now?
Yeah. I feel a little less fucked over, so to say. In the beginning, I was mad. I was just like, man, what the fuck is this game? But now I just remember all the good times that I had with it, and yeah, basically, I'm just remembering like chapter 1, which was good. It was great. That part was great, and yeah. So I think over time we grow to appreciate the good parts in Metal Gear Solid 5 a lot more. I did.
I'll be honest with you guys. I look fondly on the 3 years before the release as well. That
hype was amazing.
Yeah, that was. I always told
the hype.
Me and my girlfriend, like me and her always talk about like, oh man, those years before Metal Gear Solid, man. I think we talk about that more than like
trailers.
Yeah, like the 4chaners, the theories. I think we talk more about that era than actually like playing the game as much hours as I put into it.
Especially when we got just that little dose of it with Ground Zeroes, and then it was like, okay, all right, here's a little bit more, and we just slowly started getting those trailers trickling out. God, I
And that
remember
was-
I remember when they first showed Eli, and then they did that little camera trick where it was like 2 of them, and everybody's like, yo, there's gonna be a young Solid Snake, and then that was just such a crazy time in the Rouge train.
David Hayter's gonna be at the end, guys. I just know it.
Right, yeah.
Oh god.
God, so many people held on to that until the very
Yeah,
end.
same here though.
That's the thing with like big finales and stuff too. Like everybody has these big expectations of what's gonna happen. You know, like there's all these plot holes that people want filled.
Yeah, it was the same with Metal Gear Solid 4.
You know, they're like, oh, we could have thrown in Solidus in this era. You know, we could have had this. We could have had Chico, and that, you know, just there was so much cut content. But I don't know. I definitely enjoyed the times that I had with it. So
Yeah, which is good. I mean, you even play Survive, so
yeah.
props to you. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing's gonna be like the build up to that game.
Yeah. It was great. I especially loved the level-headed theory crafting. That was great. Like not this Python Selkin shit, but in the group itself, for example, we crafted some very solid theories, and we had great expectations for the game. Stuff that was practically teased, and yeah, God, that was so good. I was watching those trailers so many
Every
times.
day.
Yeah.
Garbage on repeat. Like not garbage, but garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Got
garbage.
Elysia trailer too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so good. Oh my god. Yeah. And I had a lot of people at work who were just like fanboying with me, and I was always giving them like the news intel, stuff that I found in the trailer, and like we had such a good summer, like many good summers, just like speculating on Metal Gear Solid 5 at work. It was good.
Yeah, it was fun, like, also, like, knocking down theories, too, like, the whole just, like,
Yeah.
like, oh, Gray Fox is, you know, Venom. It's just like, well, no, see, that doesn't fit here, though, because, like, it was just so much, like, argumentative conversations during that time period.
Yeah.
That last
Oh,
trailer
man.
too hit differently. I mean, you could tell this was like a goodbye trailer in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Man, it hit me differently
Yeah.
too, because I've actually seen New Order play that live. And so when that song came up with that trailer, because I was sitting next to a friend of mine, like I went to E3 that year, and I was sitting next to a friend of mine in his apartment, and we were watching that, and I was like, "Whoa, did he seriously use a New Order track for his last trailer? Like that's a statement."
It's crazy. Yeah. It also like should cost a lot of money, like to get the license for it.
I'm sure that was a lot of the budget, was all the licensed music for that game.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, gee.
But damn, did I enjoy like going back a little, going down memory lane with Metal Gear Solid, and just how much that franchise like used to mean to me, and it still does on an emotional level. And like seeing the pictures again from that convention, like the convention days were so fucking good. All the friends that I've made there, I still talk to a bunch of them regularly, which is great. So I'd say that's friends for life to a degree.
Oh,
It's crazy.
Yeah, man, that's one thing with this community, man. It's crazy how many people I've met and just how many people have been supportive, and just, you know, you've definitely been one of those people, man. I got to give you like just a huge shout out. You've always been this like positive, shining, beaming light of a person that's just been like, you can do it. Like, you know, just, I don't know, man. You've just always been this like really nice, you know, I've always seen you just being positive with the community, and you know, just me and you have both always just had this awesome relationship. So it's been awesome to have you on, and just, yeah, go back and revisit in all those crazy times with the Phantom Pain, and glad to have you on the show.
Thank you, bro, man. It means a fucking lot, really. It does. It's so cool. So cool. I mean, yeah, it's like us, man. We're still talking a lot. Like it's great. It's really great. Things Metal Gear can do for people. It brings people together.
And tears them apart.
And tears them apart if someone posts male nipples.
I'm drawing the lot.
Imagine, how can you play Metal Gear Solid and be homophobic? How does this work?
There's definitely a bunch of stuff that goes down for sure.
Yeah, man. I don't get it.
Well, yeah, man. If people want to find you online,
Yeah.
you can go ahead and plug your socials and where people can listen to you.
Oh, yeah, you just go onto any platform, be it Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. It's always Vincent Fallow, sometimes with a space in between, sometimes not, but you'll find me there, and I'll post stuff.
All right, man. Thanks again for coming on.
Thank y'all. It was an absolute pleasure. I'm so happy you finally got to do this. That was so good.
Yeah, man. It's been a blast.
Yeah. Blast and a half.